Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. How true. Yeah, I've been kind of avoiding that for obvious reasons, really. But it is so true, and so applicable to what's going on. It's change the road you're on. There is still time, and well, now it's done me a lot of good. I don't. Well, I'll try and explain how. Although I've been mulling this over, and I know it won't be easy for me because you have to live my life to understand. But I am not that dissimilar to many people in this country, at least, in that I'm just an ordinary working fella. Working class background. I don't know what else to say, really. However, when I came to the realization that we've been spun a massive yarn, it's all been a lie, the ball Earth is completely nonsense, nonsensical. It disturbed me. I must say I was upset by it, laughing, crying. I know I've said this before, but it is going somewhere, hopefully, this conversation. It's not a conversation, is it? Dialogue, monologue, whatever. Yeah, you do go through, well, at least I did, a great deal of emotion. Now, okay, I knew they hadn't been to the moon already. I thought space was, a thing. And then having looked into, properly looked into the 9/11 thing. Wow, well, we always say they, don't we? We always refer to the people who pull the strings as they, and whoever they are. I thought okay, fooling us over going to the moon was quite funny to begin with, but I know some people think that nobody died in 9/11. I'm not one of those people. I just think the emergency. You see, I might be wrong. I don't know, but I think the emergency, the police and the ambulance and fire brigades, of course, would attend if they witnessed or heard what was going on that day. So they'd be straight there, and then we are told that quite a few firemen perished. As for people jumping out the windows, I don't know about that. I am skeptical. But then after that, it was the Boston bombings and Sandy Hook, and I thought, Jesus, what will these people do? What won't they do, actually? That's the better question. What won't they do? Killing people is no problem. Although, let me say now that in the Boston bombings and Sandy Hook, nobody died. Absolutely nobody died in those two events. Nobody. If you don't believe me, I don't care whether you believe me or not, but look into it. Now, I know PK Truth was a channel. I don't think it's up anymore, but the fellow called PK and David Weiss were on a radio show called something to midnight. You know, I'm really shit at this, aren't I? But I can't just refer to the internet and have a look and tell you about it because I don't have the internet. But that was the best Boston bombing breakdown that I'd ever seen. It is a couple of hours long, but come on. I haven't got time. You haven't got, that's the worst excuse ever. The most lame, full of shit excuse ever. I haven't got time. Well, have you got time to watch Coronation Street? Fuck me. So, that won't wash with me. I haven't got time. I haven't got time to find out who's been stealing from me since I was born. I haven't got time. I don't mean money, although that does come into it, but I'm talking about the stealing you know, your soul. The stealing your soul. There are souls. These people we refer to as they. And although, of course, I do look like a scarecrow, and I don't mind if crows do fly away if they see me, when they see me. That doesn't matter to me, you see. My appearance is of no consequence to me. Other people might judge me for what I look like. Now, okay, that is fair enough. We all have prejudice, but knowing now what I know, that the Earth is not a spinning ball and it's a level plane, it makes me look at people differently. I can remove that prejudice. That I know it's there. I still acknowledge it, if you like, but it doesn't spoil my opinion. It's more of an observation than an opinion, than a judgment. Sorry. And that's what the flat Earth has done to me. A flat Earth. I know people use it because it's the obvious two words to put together. The Earth is not a spinning ball; it's a level plane, and we say flat Earth, but it is a trigger. But anyway, Caravan to Midnight. There we go. Caravan to Midnight. I don't like the fellow who presents it. He is a ball Earth clinger. He's clinging on to the bullshit. But, and again, I find this difficult. He knows lies and deception are everywhere because he presented the two guys who told us all about and showed us how they did it, the Boston bombings, anyway. And he was saying, oh my God, yes, it's true. Oh my God, look at that. How can it not be? And he's absolutely right. But anyway, he can't allow his ego to come to the conclusion that he didn't see through the huge deception of the spinning ball. Well, it'll get there because we'll all get there because we have no choice. The truth is always the truth, even if nobody believes it. The objective reality cannot be denied. Well, you can deny it, of course, you can deny it, but it'll always be. It'll always be. Do you feel like spinning? Well, you're not then. That's it for me. That's it. Job done. That's a bit simplistic, I know. But Bendy Water, anybody? Have you ever seen it? No? Oh, job done. Again, there you go. There's two absolute proofs. So, how it's changed me is, again, it's a little bit personal, but here we go. I have, for all my life, suffered from depression. I can remember as a child not wanting to, certain times I'd be all right, and certain times I would be really down, and I didn't want to go anywhere, do anything, see anybody. Leave me alone was my mantra. Fuck off and leave me alone came a bit later, but just leave me alone. I quite like that, and I've always been, introspective, I suppose, and very, very happy with my own company. However, well, all throughout my years of, even when I had my accident, when I understood, weeks later, when I was out of the coma, I got home, and I understood what happened to me, because nobody explained that to me till I got home. I realised there's a hole drilled in my forehead. Now, when you have depression, normally anyway, you would study it. Well, I studied it and see what my options were, and one of them was to have a hole drilled in my skull, trepan is what they call it. And so when I when I saw this in my forehead, and people say, well, that's where they drill first to release the pressure, and then anyway, I won't go into that, and I thought, wow, maybe this is just what I needed. Maybe this is, divine intervention or something, and now I'll be cured. But no, sadly not. Even with that placebo, maybe, I still suffered. You don't know. Only the people who have this horrible thing can know what it's like, and believe me, it's not good. I was, seeing a psychiatrist, and many other people, but he told me I had manic depression, which is now, I think, they renamed it bipolar disorder, but manic depression is probably better description of it. You're manic, you're depressed, and there is a bit in between. But look, I'm not saying this is a cure, but most people who come to the realization of the level plane they will tell you, knew there was always something wrong in the world. And we know now that that something wrong is the spinning ball. It was never a spinning ball, and that is the something wrong. And of course, it opens it opens up new lines of inquiry, shall we say, when you come to the realization of a spinning ball. Oh, there's my kettle. Just one moment. Oh, and the questions are exciting for me anyway, because there is wonder in the world. All that wonder is still there for me now. And I don't know whether it's that or what it is, but maybe it's moving here. But I don't think so somehow, because I've only been here a few months, just over 7. I think it's 6 or 7. And I can kind of feel deep down that I will never suffer again from the disabling depression that I used to suffer from. That doesn't mean to say I won't get a bit pissed off now and again, of course, but it's freed my mind or my soul, or I don't know. It's beautiful.